And right now, Master Trooper Casey Wallace with LSP joins us on the phone. So Casey, how are you doing right now?
Appreciate you having us.
Good. And so everybody is concerned about ice on the road. So what has LSP done to prepare for any road closures?
All right, so when we talk about road closures, we actually go through the OTD, anything that we see that's hazardous in the area. Just kind of give a brief overview of what we've kind of had today. So all the elevated portions of I-49 in Alexandria are closed currently from the 94 all the way to the 80 exit. That happened about 2, 3 o'clock today that they closed that down. So that's something that we've been monitoring because anything elevated, of course, you don't have any kind of soil or ground for ground temperature, so all that stuff actually freezes first. So DOTD pretty much got a handle on that pretty quick for us. Now, they are going to leave one lane open on the Purple Heart Bridge for us to be able to go back and forth to Alexandria, Pineville, stuff like that. But like I said, we need to monitor those things as we go. Now, another issue that we had today was anything north of Natchitoches from the 138 all the way up to exit 186. They were having some power outages near the gas stations in a lot of those areas, so fuel was a problem. It wasn't that they were out of fuel, it was that they were having some issues with the power on the interstate. So if anybody is traveling north towards Shreveport, and like I said, only be traveling if you have to actually get out in these areas. But be mindful of that. If you're going north of Natchitoches, we had some power outages at a lot of these stations. So if you don't have fuel and it's an emergency situation and you have to go north, be mindful of that you need to be looking for gas stations somewhere south of Natchitoches, just to be more cautious on that side. Another problem that we've gotten throughout the day, because Alexandria is actually the hub for all of our dispatching for EF and G, which is Monroe, Shreveport, and Alexandria, is that we've been getting phone calls at the Troop for roadway conditions. We always say if you need roadway conditions, please monitor the 511la.org website. That is the DOTD website that all agencies funnel our information through. So if you're looking for a road closure, the Troop's going to have to look that up for you even if you call, because like I always said, our troopers are really good across the state, but we can't monitor everything into every roadway. So we're going to have to look that information up for you. So if you could cut the middleman out, that would be great for us, for you to contact your social media sites off your smartphone applications and go ahead and check those websites and look at those roadway closures, because those are updated by the minute sometimes when we're feeding in that information. Also, with the Governor Landry's website, getagameplan.org, look at those websites, because another thing that we've had issues with in the past with hurricanes, ice storms, anything like that, if the power does go out and we have to use those generators, the generators would cause a little bit of problems because people are not actually using those correctly. We're putting them inside the houses, carports, closed spaces. So those become a problem with carbon dioxide poisoning and stuff like that. So if you're going to run generators, please visit some of those websites so you can look and see what the safest method is for you to actually run those devices. But as far as our Troop area, Troop E in general, the parishes that we cover, we had no major accidents so far today, anything that we can talk about with weather-related issues. We have approximately 24 troopers out and about over the next 24 to 48 hours, so we are double-staffed right now. So if anything happens, we have plenty of personnel to be able to assist you. Another thing that I want to talk about just real briefly is if you are sharing information on your social media accounts, please verify that information if you're looking at that information. And what I mean by verifying is if you live in certain areas, parishes, jurisdictions, go to their government website pages and make sure that information is correct, because some information that I've looked at today off other people stating things or sharing things from other people's pages, they're not vetted information, and those informations are actually end up being false, and it leads you to go down somewhere where you don't have to, or something's not closed when you thought it was closed. So if you're visiting the state police website, our information is vetted by our troopers, and then we put that information out through coordination with our agencies. But really vet that information. If you live in other parishes, visit the Sheriff's Office website, visit any kind of government website, visit the state police website. Don't just take someone's word for something that's happening in your area as the gospel, I would say. Vet that information through a government website. And just like I said, if you do not have to travel over the next 24 hours, I guess right now we're at the starting point of it for our area. Over the next 12 hours, 24 hours, please do not travel across the state, especially north, if you don't have to. So we're trying to keep all that open for people that actually need a true service, not so much what we say sightseeing. So if you don't have to travel, please do not travel over the next 24 hours.
And Casey, I believe you said there are 24 troopers right now on the streets. Are they in certain parishes, or are they in all of the 10 Sin-Law parishes?
We cover 10 parishes from the Mississippi line all the way to the Texas line. We have the biggest area in the state. So we actually have 24 over the all 10 parishes. So we send those in the direction that is the most, I guess, hazardous situation that we have. So I would imagine most of them are going to probably be in our central area, so they can respond to anything north, Sabine, Natchitoches, Winfield, Grant, all those northern, LaSalle, all those northern troops that we cover. We all kind of need to be readily available, but we have troopers that pretty much live in every parish that we have, so we will have troopers in all those parishes to be available at a moment's notice to be able to help our citizens.
Gotcha. And Casey, we were in this situation last year with the snowstorm that came through. So off the top of your head, do you have like a ballpark estimate of like any winter-related accidents that happened during that time period?
For last year's storm, at the right now, I hadn't really pulled those stats up yet, but I can actually gather those, and the next time we talk, I'll try to have something put together to see what kind of stats we had. But as of today, in our area, we don't have any weather-related issues. But in our Troop G and Troop F area, which is Shreveport and Monroe, they've had quite a bit of issues that they've been dealing with. And like I said, if you can visit our state police website, we actually have some pictures up on there of some issues that we've had over the last 24 hours. But I will try to start drawing some of that information together, at least give an idea of what our Shreveport and Monroe areas look like at the current moment.
Got you. And I know you mentioned to everybody to stay off the roads, but you know, there are some people who might not heed that advice. So if people do get out on the roads and let's say they get abandoned, you know, what should they pack in their vehicles?
You know, my dad always did. It wouldn't matter if we were going to Alexandria or Hineston or wherever we were going. We always had a jug of water, some bread, car jack. It was like we were going on a family trip every time we went somewhere. I would say at this point in time, if you have to, please bring something with you, because I remember last year, and once you say that, it's kind of funny that I do remember the story of when I-20 froze over about a year or so ago, and we had people stuck out there for a few hours because physically we could not get to them. And at that point, it was just water and just something to eat. So if you have something that you can bring with you, if you have to go somewhere, I mean, it's an emergency. Some of our people have to work, they have to go different places. Throw you in some water, throw you in some granola bars or whatever you got to have, just in case you do get stuck somewhere, tree over the roadway. Bring something at least that can get you to daylight. So right now we're going in the dark. We got about 12 hours of darkness, I would say. So at least bring you something that you can at least hang out for a few minutes. Matter of fact, you might even want to throw you a blanket or a buddy heater in there. You just never know. They always say if you stay prepared, you don't have to get prepared. So bring something with you just in case, and we'll hope for the best.
All right, that's some good advice. Thank you, Casey, and we'll hopefully be checking in with you in like an hour or so.
Yes, sir. We'll see y'all later. Like I say, y'all stay safe out there, and we'll make it through.
All right, take care.